Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm going to do an unboxing of Rise of the Undead Dragon, which is an expansion for Chronicles of Drunagor Age of Darkness by Creative Games Studio. And before we open up the box and check the contents, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're already a subscriber, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. And also please check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below. Patrons get a lot of cool perks, such as early access to all of my videos, your name in the credits, and access to Patreon exclusive stuff. And you also save up for the Board Game Heaven enamel pin. And with that out of the way, let's open up the box. So here it is, the Rise of the Undead Dragon expansion for Chronicles of Drunagor Age of Darkness by Creative Games Studio. This is a really tall box, so the dragon is probably gonna be very big. So this is what the box looks like. Here you have one of the heroes, the Paladin Draconian, Drasek. Really nice illustration. You can actually put the box sideways if you want to. And here is the contents on the back of the box. Here you can see the dragon and the two heroes and some other things and tiles. On this side, there's some kind of demon or whatever that is, maybe an orc. And on the other side, up here, there's the female paladin, the human, called Jade. Also really cool. So, let us open up the box. Very tall box. All right. First of all, we get a booklet, Rise of the Undead Dragon, which I guess explains all the new mechanics and rules. There's a bit of text here, expansion icon there. There's extra adventures, I can speak. Here's the Cursed Farm and the setup for that. A smaller starting adventure than the Citadel of Ashes. The guide. You meet characters. This is so cool that you have to go to a certain page when something happens. Chapter 3, Fire and Rock. Solve a puzzle. 3.1, the final encounter with the dragon. Big boss fight. Ooh, and there's loot. And the adventure interactions that you can look up when, you know, the adventure calls for that. Battleground. There's a battleground scenario here. And again, the new mechanisms and rules explained. All right, so that's all in this booklet. Then we get some new tiles. All right, and the character board. So let's take a look at these first. So here we go. This is Drasek, the Draconian Paladin. All the stats here. And spots for cards there. Abilities. And on the back, a bit of a bio, which is pretty cool. If you want to read that. Then there's Jade with her stats here and card slots and her bio as well. And then we have, of course, the dragon's boss sheet. Aral Hazek has these attacks here, immune to certain conditions. And attack areas there. All right, so that's the dragon. Then we have a whole bunch of cards. They were all packed individually. I'm gonna just open them so we can have a clear look at them because there's multiple. So we have these tiles, and they're all thin. They're like card thickness because you put them on the 3D terrain from the core game, of course. So that looks really cool. We have that, and then we have this. Pillars with coins around them. There's a heavy ballista there. And then we have this. And this in a tavern, it seems, with a table and a chair. All right, let's have a look at these. So we have this area with the pillars. One of them is toppled. This area here, the cracked floor. We have a pile of loot. And here looks like cobblestones with a smashed cart. And here a cliff. And more tavern perhaps, or a stable. There's a cut up pig there and a dead body. All right, let's take a look at these. That's just one tile, one bigger tile with this table with that puzzle on it. And on the other side we have some dwarves and some statues, it seems, in I guess a mountain pass with stairs leading up. And then there's another big one. And that's this tile with this mammoth skeleton here. A bunch of loot, books and coins and all kinds of stuff. And on the other side, there's this dwarven hall with a dead dwarven king, dwarven statues, and a cracked floor with magma coming through. That looks really cool. So then we have these miniatures. Well, wouldn't call them miniature anymore because this is huge. But I'll take a look at the dragon in a bit because the other ones are beneath the dragon. So let me put the box aside so I can check out these figures and the cards. This is a really nice lid as well. Very thick plastic. It's thicker than I've ever seen. So, well, we've got the door cards, which I will not spoil for you because you open these and you read what's on them. You put them vertically, physically on the board, so you actually see the doors. And then when you open them, you fold these open because these are like folded card, as you can see here, just like the core game, which you already know. So leaving those in the plastic because I don't want to spoil anything. And here's some other cards. We can have a look at these. Okay, so here we have a corrupted farmer, champion, alternate, a veteran, and on the other side you have the standard here as well. Then you have the fighter, alternate and standard, a rookie, alternate and standard. So 4 levels of this corrupted farmer. Then we have these ability cards, these skill cards that you put on the side of your character board here. So you got wisdom skills. These are for Jade, I guess, and you can turn them around. So I guess you can choose which side as well here. We got ranged skills. We got melee skills, or you level those up at some point. Agility skills. Dragon skills, this is then for the draconic paladin. So dragon scales, and then dragon skills and bestow grace, dragon's breath, and wing of cover, heavy blow and purging smite, draconian charge, dragon flight. So those are their skill cards. Then we have these cards here with these cubes on it. We have an epic item. I guess we have to start from this side, I guess. So we have Overwhelm for the dragon. Stomp the strongest hero and face them, then execute all attacks. A boss status card. We have Corrupt the Strong, Break the Corrupted, Burn at the Stake. So those are the boss cards. And then we have these cards here, champion cards. And on the back simply says Hero Class Paladin, so you know that these are for the Paladins. Here you have a champion, you can be a guardian, an anointment, a virtue. So there's those cards. Then we have these items that go on the right side of your character board. You have a Moonlight Dagger. It's epic. These are all, no, not all of them, I guess. Well, oh yeah, there they are. They are. It says so in the corner there as well. So these are all epic items. This is definitely a campaign you want to play after finishing the core box. So Moonlight Dagger, a Dark Piercer, Dragon Eye of Memory, the Bane of Shadows, and a Dragon Claw Shield. So those are the epic items. All right, so those are all the cards. Well, now let's take a look at the minis. So here's the mini for that corrupted, what was it? Corrupted farmer? So, a pretty big guy with big weapons. He's got a big club or mace in his left hand and a shield on the right. He's got a cape, very, very detailed. So yeah, there's a plenty of detail on this. I like the shield and the skull there on. You can see plenty of detail in the armor as well. Even the base is sculpted. Super cool. Very muscular person. So that is this mini. We've got 4 of those. Then we have, of course, our heroes. So here's the Draconic Paladin in a very dynamic pose, swinging his hammer, again in the left hand. Lots of left-handed people. And a shield in the right hand. Again with a very detailed cape, lots of folds in the cape, and lots of stuff going on the armor. This cross there, all of these nice embellishments. Really cool. Nice mini. And we have Jade, female paladin, human paladin. Again, fighting with the left hand. This double flail there. The mason chain. And a big shield. Again with lots of detail. Just look at all that sculpting on that shield and the cape. Or I guess this hangs from her waist. And you can see the details on the armor there. Heavily armored, of course, as paladins usually are. And I do like the sculpted base as well. That looks really good. So those are those characters. And then we have 3 of these treasure chests. Also really nicely sculpted. Plenty of detail. I like that. The chain there. So that's pretty cool. We get 3 of those in here. So those are the minis in the smaller tray. Let me put this back on. And then, of course, the enormous dragon. Oh my god, that thing is huge. This is really cool. It just barely fits the frame even. It's that big. Multi-part, of course, you can tell by the seams here and there, but they're, you know, really nicely kind of worked away in the sculpt. Big wings, thick wings as well, very thick plastic. He's got plenty of scars on his wings already, even holes in the wings. So he is an undead dragon, right? So yeah, he's been decomposing for a bit, I guess. So here, and look at those big claws. And again, giant sculpted base. Really cool. And they did kind of make the cross visible on it. So you have these 4 sections. They kind of worked that into the sculpt. So you have these cobblestones left and right where the wings are. And that stops here on the floor where there's just ground and rocks and maybe some other details in there. And here as well, there's a skull there of a smaller creature. And it's on all 4s. He's got the hind legs there, the big tail with all the ridges from a skeleton. You can see the ribs back there. That's really cool. Some ribs and some scales. And the big jaw. You get a really wide chest. A really big wide chest. So yeah, really cool looking. Very, very chunky, big dragon. Look at that sculpt. That is absolutely massive. Barely fits in my hand. Really cool. So there you go. Those are the contents of the Rise of the Undead Dragon expansion.
And so that was my unboxing of Rise of the Undead Dragon, an expansion for Chronicles of Drunagor by Creative Game Studio. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please also check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.